Never start your morning cup of coffee like this. Most people wake up, stumble to the kitchen, and brew a drink that's actually spiking their insulin and blocking their body's ability to heal. If you're over 60, you've likely been doing this wrong for decades, and it's the reason your morning brain fog doesn't lift until noon. But there's a secret sitting in your spice rack right now that costs less than 10 cents. When you combine one single clove with your morning coffee, it does something no pill from a pharmacy can do. I'm going to show you the exact science of what happens inside your body in the first 15 minutes. But first, you need to understand why your current coffee habit is actually broken. You think your coffee is just a shot of caffeine to wake you up, but it's supposed to be one of the richest sources of medicine in your diet. Coffee is packed with polyphenols, specifically something called chlorogenic acid. This is a powerful antioxidant that protects your liver and stabilizes your blood sugar. But here's the problem. 99% of Americans are killing these benefits before they even take the first sip. You add milk, and a protein called casein binds to those antioxidants, making them impossible for your body to absorb. You add sugar, and you just triggered an insulin spike that cancels out the anti-inflammatory effects. You're not drinking medicine. You're drinking a dessert that smells like coffee. This creates a massive problem inside your cells. When you drink broken coffee, you get a quick spike of energy followed by a crash, and your systemic inflammation stays exactly where it was. This is why your knees ache when you stand up and why you feel like you need a nap by 2 p.m. But when you introduce the magic of a single clove, everything changes. Clove is the richest source of eugenol on the planet. No other spice comes close. Eugenol is a natural anti-inflammatory that works harder than many store-bought painkillers in clinical studies. When you combine the chlorogenic acid from coffee with the eugenol from cloves, you aren't just adding two ingredients. You are creating what scientists call food synergy. 1 + 1 here does not equal 2. It equals 10. Why doesn't your doctor tell you this? Because a clove costs 10 cents, and they can't patent a spice that's already in your kitchen. Let's look at the first 15 minutes after you take that first sip of properly brewed clove coffee. Something strange happens. You feel energy, but it's different. It's not that shaky, jittery energy that makes your heart race. It's a calm clarity. This is because eugenol gently relaxes the smooth muscles in your body, including the walls of your blood vessels. While the caffeine is waking up your brain, the clove is removing the anxiety. It is clarity without the chaos. But the real transformation starts on day 1. Within the first 24 hours, the first thing people notice is their digestion. Cloves have documented carminative properties, which stop gas and bloating in its tracks. Coffee stimulates your gut motility, and the clove acts as a disinfectant, cleaning out harmful bacteria. By the end of the first day, you feel a lightness in your gut that you haven't felt since you were a teenager. By day 3, your blood sugar starts to stabilize. This is the part that usually surprises people the most. Chlorogenic acid slows down how fast your gut absorbs glucose. At the same time, eugenol improves how your insulin receptors work. Those wild sugar spikes start to level out, and your energy becomes a steady line instead of a mountain range. Imagine waking up on day 5. This is when the liver research really kicks in. Your liver is the filter for your entire body. Regular coffee is already linked to lower rates of fatty liver, but eugenol amplifies this by reducing oxidative stress in your liver cells. You might notice your skin looks clearer or your eyes look brighter. A liver that detoxifies better means fewer toxins trying to escape through your skin. Now, by day 7, something happens that almost nobody talks about. We need to talk about your bones and joints. Cloves contain compounds that influence bone health by supporting bone density. If your fingers swell or your knees feel like they have sand in them every morning, you'll notice the ache starts to fade. This isn't a miracle. It's systemic inflammation dropping. Wait, it gets even more interesting. Most people realize that their brain fog has completely lifted. You aren't just awake, you are present. But there is a specific way you have to do this. And if you mess up the preparation, you're just wasting your time. 90% of people who try adding cloves to their diet make one of three massive mistakes. Mistake number one is using ground clove powder. Once a clove is ground, the eugenol begins to oxidize and disappear. You must use whole dried cloves. Mistake number two is dropping a whole clove into a finished cup of coffee. Cloves are like little pieces of wood. A hot cup of coffee isn't enough to extract the medicine. The third mistake is boiling the cloves for too long. Eugenol is heat sensitive. If you boil it for 20 minutes, you destroy the very thing you are trying to use. Here's the exact protocol you need to start tomorrow morning. Step 1. Take 3 whole cloves. Step 2. Put them in a small pot with about 10 ounces of water. Step 3. Bring that water to a boil, then immediately lower the heat and let it simmer slowly for exactly 5 minutes. Step 4. Strain the water and remove the cloves. Step 5. Use this clove water to brew your coffee however you normally do it. The most important part of this protocol is the timing. You must drink this slowly on an empty stomach. This should be the very first thing that enters your body in the morning. Your stomach lining is most receptive then. Let's talk about why this is so critical for people over 60. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at managing inflammation. This is a slow, quiet fire that leads to almost every disease we fear. By using a natural anti-inflammatory like eugenol every single morning, you're giving your body a shield. But we have to be honest about who this is not for. If you are taking blood thinners like warfarin, talk to your doctor first. Eugenol has a mild anticoagulant effect. Also, if you have an active stomach ulcer, the acidity of coffee itself might be too much. Think about the cost for a second. We are told health is expensive, but for 10 cents a day, you are fixing the most important habit of your morning. You are transforming a simple caffeine fix into a daily medical treatment. I've seen people who couldn't walk down their stairs without pain suddenly find themselves going for morning walks again. They weren't old, they were just inflamed. When you start this tomorrow, pay attention to how you feel at 11 a.m. Usually that's when the coffee crash happens. With the clove protocol, your brain is getting a steady supply of energy because your blood sugar isn't crashing. This is what it feels like to have a body that works with you instead of against you. Imagine a month from now. Your liver is cleaner, your blood sugar is stable, and your mind is sharp. You didn't have to change your entire life. You just changed one small detail. The supplement companies want you to think health is complicated, but the most powerful things in the world are often the simplest. 3 cloves, 5 minutes, 1 cup. That's where it begins. Fix the coffee, fix the morning. Start tomorrow. Watch this next to see why one of your most common daily habits is actually a dangerous medical emergency in disguise.